All right, guys, so we're still working on area this week. This is going to be your math for Friday, December the 4th. So today we're going to take and we're going to use that and apply that distributive property of multiplication and break apart these squares into two smaller parts so it's easier for us to find the area. So what I'm going to do with you today is I'm going to do the convince me, and you'll finish up the whole workbook page. You'll watch the visual learning, finish your workbook page, and then complete your quick check. So I'm going to do the convince me with you. Find another way to separate this rectangle into two smaller parts. Write an equation you can use to find the area of the two smaller rectangles. Is the area of the large rectangle still the same? All right, so what can you tell me about that? So up here at the top, let's look at the top and see how they separated it at first. So what they did here is, because you have an 8 by 7, they took 8 and broke it apart into 5 and 3. So they made two smaller rectangles, which would have been 7 times 5 and 7 times 3, because it's that length times width. So now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to break apart my width. I'm going to break apart 7 into 5 and 2, because 5 plus 2 is 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to break apart here. I'm going to try to be as exact as I can, all right? So right here I have 5 and I have 2 because I've broken apart 7 into 5 and 2. So my new problem is going to be my width, my length times my width. So that's 5 times 8. So one problem is 5 times 8 plus my smaller rectangle, which is 2 times 8, okay? Because I have my 2 times 8. Remember, I don't take and multiply 7 because I've broken it apart. So I have that 5 times 8 and that 2 times 8. So what's 5 times 8? Well, I can skip count by 5. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So that will be 40 plus, what's 2 times 8? 2 times 8 is 16. So what's 40 plus 16? Well, let's add my tens. What's 40 plus 10? That's 50. And 0 plus 6 is 6, so it's 56. So the area is 56 when I broke apart those two rectangles. So let's look up here at the top and see if it's 56 for that one. It was still 56. So it doesn't matter how you break apart or use the distributive property, you're all going to be the same. So you're going to take and you're going to complete the rest of this workbook page, okay? So you'll complete all of those. You'll use the distributive property to break apart those two, one of those parts so that you can multiply it easier.